Hey guys, so you guys have seen the increase of rent. Definitely, like if you're living, the cost of living has become so high to the extent that even the rent that people are actually becoming, a lot of people are becoming homeless because they cannot afford the rent. And it is really becoming very, very, very ridiculous because it's like you could just be living in a place, an apartment, and all of a sudden, even houses are very, very unaffordable, and the rentage is becoming way too high to the extent you would just be living in a house and you're paying a certain amount that is really high for you, but all of a sudden your landlord will just get a notification of an increment in the price of your rent, and it's like a whole increase. It's not even just little amount, it's a whole large sum, a whole total difference that is so large, and you're like, how am I going to pay this money? So this is just so much challenge that a lot of people are dealing with to survive in this day in 2023. It's really, I don't think we have people are struggling so hard to the extent that you're gonna feel like, can I even leave? Maybe I think we will soon start paying for the oxygen that we breathe because man, it's getting so hard out. So this is actually people ranting about the rent payments and how expensive it is. So you guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure you click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and click your notification bell to get notified every time I post a new video. And leave your thoughts in the comment section down below when you watch this video to the end. And even if you don't, I appreciate it. Let's get right into it.
You consider yourself a successful landlord?
I've got 5 or 6 mixed properties, commercial, residential. So yeah, success. I'm making a bit of money.
Have you had to increase your rents at the moment? I know rates are going up, etc.
I've not had to, but the management agent I use are basically coming to me and saying, you know, we can get X amount more this year.
You didn't personally feel like you needed to, but there was an opportunity to, so you sort of took it.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm quite fortunate. I sold my business 6 years ago, so I've got very little in the way of finance, loans. It's all personal money, so I'm quite fortunate in that I haven't got mortgages on the property, so didn't have to increase the rent, but just following the market trends, really.
I mean, you know, it's a cost of living crisis at the moment, rates are spiralling. Do you think that renters or landlords have a tougher time of it at the moment?
Again, I'm quite fortunate in that I don't have any real lending or mortgages, so I'm not affected by the increased interest rates. I think renters, certainly, yeah.
Have you ever considered giving your renters a reduction because of the kind of cost of living crisis?
I should say yes. No. Ultimately, this is an income stream for me. I've worked hard to get that income in the first place. So no, I need the income now. I've stopped working. I've effectively semi-retired from my main job. So I do need that income. So short answer is no.
I absolutely cannot believe this guy right now. You guys can literally see how they just increase prices anytime, anyhow, and it's literally a trend to him, according to what he's saying. And literally people are suffering and struggling. It's not like their monthly pay is actually changing, but you are saying it's a trend. Really?
Our landlord increased our rent by $7,000 per month.
Sisters Yumna and Khadija Farouk have lived in a midtown Toronto building for the past 3 years. Their rent was $2,500 per month. The landlord raised the rent to $3,500 a month, and when they had concerns and wanted to change their lease, the landlord raised the rent again to $9,500 per month.
We know like our building is not rent controlled, so this was always something we were worried about, that if something were to happen, that this could be like an issue. And of course, we can't pay $9,500 per month. There's no way he can really be serious about giving us this notice. Like, we were just very shocked.
The rent increase guideline for this year and next year is 2.5%, but the guideline does not apply to buildings built after November 15th, 2018. Landlords with newer buildings can raise the rent by as much as they want.
This is egregious, horrible, and unfortunately, thanks to the current government, legal.
Tenant advocate Jordy Dent says without rent controls, rents in some buildings are being hiked to astronomical levels.
The simplest solution is to bring back rent control on all units.
At Queen's Park, both the NDP and Liberal parties are calling on the Ontario government to bring back rent controls.
To make rent more affordable and really help renters get by, Ontario needs to bring in strong rent control again. We had strong rent control in the 90s, and it is time to return it.
We do have to have some form of rent control on all rental properties.
The Farouk sisters now have to move out and find another place to stay, and they worry they'll also have to pay more for rent.
The rental market is just so crazy right now, and the prices they've gone up, right? And so everything's just a big question mark.
Pat Foran.
My rent is going up $700 per fortnight, and yes, I have tried to negotiate. I said, just confirming that you're wanting to increase the rent by a total of $700 per fortnight. That's a considerable and confronting increase for a 3-bedroom house, shaking out to be an extra $230 per room. We'd love to come to a solution that reflects both the current market and the current financial pressure that inflation is having on us tenants. We are hoping this is negotiable and that you can revise the offer. The real estate agent wrote back. She said, I can try and negotiate with the landlord, but what are you proposing as a counteroffer? Then she said, please note that the rental market is strong at the moment and we would be able to achieve the increased amount should the property be re-advertised at the moment. Kind of feels like a warning, no? I wrote back and I showed her another 3-bedroom property that I found online in Redfern. I said that this one is nicer and has 3 bathrooms, whereas our place only has 2 bathrooms. That one was on the market for $2,300 per fortnight, but what our landlord wants was $2,600 a fortnight. And then I said, given those differences, we believe that $2,100 for our property is fair per fortnight. This is still a considerable increase of $200 a fortnight, but let me know if you have any other comparable options on the market. A little over an hour later, she comes back and she says, I've spoken to the landlord and unfortunately he was very stern about not negotiating the increase. The rent has been cheap for quite some time and we are confident that we could relet the property at the increased amount. Sorry, I couldn't be a bearer of better news. Wouldn't she have known that?
Thank you to everyone who left their thoughts on my video about our rent being increased and what our options are. And essentially, I think we've decided to basically do this. So I think ultimately neither of us can mentally handle a move right now. And also I have been just briefly kind of looking at rentals in the city and everything's expensive right now. So yes, we could definitely get something that is cheaper that would save us a couple $100s a month. But the issue is that right now my partner refinishes furniture as a side hustle and actually makes quite a bit of income off of that. And we are very fortunate to have a large garage to be able to do that. So if we were to move to a smaller place or an apartment or something, then we wouldn't have that workspace. And so we'd actually be losing a lot of income and the loss of income would be greater than the extra amount we're paying for this place, if that makes sense. So we decide we're going to stay, but we're definitely going to try and negotiate. We did negotiate last year's rent as well. I definitely was going to do that regardless. I just didn't have enough time in that video to go over all the specifics, but I am happy to make another video about that, about how we're going to approach it and what we're going to say and things like that. Last time we were able to get $50 off a month, which wasn't a huge amount, but at least it's something. So we'll see what we can get this time around. And yeah, I think this has kind of lit a fire under my butt to think about buying a place more seriously, and not for the financial reasons. Buying a place wouldn't actually necessarily save us any money per month. But what it would do is it would be an emotionally good decision. So basically it wouldn't be the most financially smart decision for us right now, but it would be really nice to just have a place and know that that's our place. We don't have to move, because that is very stressful and jarring for both of us, and we're both neurodivergent. So that definitely plays into it. So that's another thing that maybe I'll start talking about more. And then we are still debating about getting a roommate. The nice thing is that we are able to cover the amount right now. It's tight, but it's doable. So we're not in a huge rush, but I think we're going to look into some of the suggestions that were left on the video. People mentioned pilots needing a room or just renting it short term. Obviously going to have to figure out what we're allowed to do and if we need to put them on the lease or what that looks like. But yeah, we're just going to kind of explore options there and maybe get someone in. I think it'd be nice to have someone in for just I don't know, part-time, for 4 months or 5 months, a short term, if they're doing a practicum or a semester at school or something like that. I think that would be nice. And then not maybe the full year, but we'll see. But thank you all for leaving your comments and what you think we should do. And let me know if you have any further questions about our decision.
I'm honestly so upset. Living in America is freaking ridiculous right now. There are people choosing whether they want to have Christmas gifts or pay their rent, and that might not be different from any other year. 2 to 3 grand on average. You need to make 2 to 3 times that. 9,000 a month. How many people with regular bachelor degrees are even making that? No one. Not a lot of people. No one wants to live with roommates. That's not the answer. Everybody deserves a safe and clean space. There's no reason why so many people should be roommating, or you can't even buy yourself your own house. It's not, this is horrible.
So how much more is going to have to happen for all of us to decide collectively to just start striking? Like, what else is going to have to happen before we all get together and decide we not taking it no more? Because I'm waiting for everybody to decide to quit their jobs. They can't punish all of us. They're going to have to do something if we all just stop working, we all stop paying rent. They can't put everybody out. So when is enough enough? Tell me. Because I've been ready to quit. I've been ready to quit, okay? I'm ready whenever y'all are. The current state of the world, it can't be sustained like this for too much longer. It's not possible. The rioting, the striking, the hottest summer ever, the sea animals are revolting, the aliens, it's the series finale, guys. It's about to be done anyways. We might as well go out with a bang and quit paying all this rent and do some traveling, see some sights that we ain't never seen before. Honestly, I think it's time, guys. I think it's time.
He's fixing to go on strike starting September 1st.
Go back and watch that. But yeah, everything she said. September 1st, we are going on strike. We're tired of this high-ass rent, these high-ass groceries. For one day, everybody stop spending money. Don't go to work. Go visit your family. Get you some fresh air. Once we stop as one, that's when y'all gonna realize that we got the power.
All right, guys, thank you all for watching this video. I really appreciate you guys. And like I said, before you leave, in case you've forgotten to do that, make sure you click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell. Get it turned on so that anytime I post a new video, you will get notified and watch my video. As I'll see you guys. No, first, you need to leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Tell me what you think about this video. I appreciate you guys. And as I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.